Ladies and gentlemen, life is rarely a straight path. It is a journey of twists, turns, highs, and lows where the landscape shifts unpredictably. Every individual, no matter how successful or seemingly fortunate, encounters obstacles that test the limits of their patience, courage, and resilience. From the moment we take our first breath, life begins to challenge us in ways both visible and invisible. Struggle is universal. It does not discriminate based on age, wealth, social standing, or education. What sets people apart is not the presence of struggle, but how they respond to it. There is an essential truth often overlooked in the pursuit of success and happiness. Struggle, pain, and adversity are not enemies to be avoided. They are the architects of inner strength, the unseen sculptors of character, and the indispensable ingredients for personal growth. Struggle is multifaceted. It appears in countless forms. Quiet battles of self-doubt, the loud upheaval of life-altering events, the relentless pressure of unmet expectations, the subtle erosion of confidence through repeated failures, and the profound heartbreak of loss. Some struggles are external, evident to the world, while others are deeply internal, invisible even to those closest to us. It is often the invisible struggles, the doubts, fears, and internal conflicts that shape us most profoundly because they demand introspection, self-reflection, and deliberate action to overcome. Every individual faces these challenges differently, but the principle remains the same. Struggle is not a punishment, it is preparation. It is the medium through which resilience, empathy, courage, and wisdom are cultivated. Consider the natural world. Every living being faces adversity as a condition of survival. Trees grow stronger when battered by the wind, their roots digging deeper into the soil to anchor them securely. Rivers carve valleys through rock over millennia, not because the path is easy, but because resistance forces persistence. Animals adapt to harsh climates, predators, and scarce resources, evolving traits that enable survival. Humanity is no different. The hardships we face are not random. They are nature's way of encouraging growth. Life's resistance is not designed to crush us, but to fortify us, to awaken potential that lies dormant until circumstances demand action, creativity, and strength. The first profound effect of struggle is the development of resilience. Resilience is often misunderstood as mere endurance. It is not simply surviving. It is thriving in the face of adversity, learning from failures and emerging stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. Resilience is the muscle of the mind and spirit, and like any muscle, it strengthens only when exercised. Every time you face a challenge and refuse to give up, you are engaging in a form of mental and emotional training. Psychologists describe this phenomenon as post-traumatic growth, a concept highlighting the positive changes that can emerge after experiencing adversity. Individuals who endure hardship often report increased personal strength, enhanced relationships, a deeper appreciation for life, and a renewed sense of purpose. Resilience is not an innate trait possessed by a fortunate few. It is a skill that can be cultivated through conscious engagement with struggle. Equally important is the impact of struggle on emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence encompasses the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our emotions and those of others. Facing difficulties compels us to confront uncomfortable emotions such as fear, anger, sadness, and doubt. It teaches patience, empathy, and self-regulation. By navigating these emotional landscapes, we gain insight into our own patterns of thought and behavior. Moreover, we develop a heightened sensitivity to the struggles of others. A person who has faced adversity is often more compassionate and understanding, able to offer support and guidance that stems from experience rather than theory. In this way, struggle does not merely strengthen the self, it connects us more deeply to the shared human experience. Another essential dimension of struggle is the enhancement of problem-solving skills. Life rarely provides a step-by-step guide for overcoming its challenges. Each obstacle demands creativity, adaptability, and innovation. When confronted with difficulty, the mind is forced to explore multiple perspectives, consider unconventional solutions, and develop strategies that may not have been necessary in comfortable circumstances. Over time, this process refines cognitive abilities, cultivates strategic thinking, and enhances decision-making under pressure. Struggle is the crucible in which practical wisdom and ingenuity are forged. The lessons learned in adversity are often those that cannot be acquired in comfort because comfort rarely challenges the mind or tests its limits. Character formation is perhaps the most profound gift of struggle. Comfort and ease rarely cultivate qualities such as courage, humility, and perseverance. True character emerges when individuals face uncertainty, confrontation, or failure, and choose to act with integrity and persistence. Each obstacle presents a choice to surrender to fear, to succumb to frustration, or to rise above circumstances with deliberate action. The repeated exercise of courage in the face of adversity ingrains these qualities into the core of one's being. Over time, the individual becomes capable of confronting increasingly complex challenges, guided by a moral compass refined through experience rather than circumstance. Struggle also shapes our perception of success. Without adversity, achievements may feel hollow or unearned. The contrast between difficulty and triumph amplifies the significance of accomplishment. The person who has endured countless failures, faced rejection, and persisted through pain experiences a profound sense of fulfillment when goals are achieved. This appreciation extends beyond material or external success. It encompasses self-respect, inner peace, and gratitude for the lessons learned along the journey. Struggle deepens the emotional resonance of achievement, making victories sweeter, more meaningful, and more transformative. It is essential to understand that struggle is not synonymous with failure. Many individuals equate adversity with inadequacy, believing that difficulty is a reflection of personal deficiency. This is a misconception. Life's challenges are not indicators of worth. They are opportunities for development. Each obstacle encountered provides valuable insight, a chance to acquire new skills, and an occasion to strengthen the mind and spirit. Reframing struggle as a teacher rather than a punishment shifts the narrative from victimhood to empowerment. It encourages agency, responsibility, and proactive engagement with life's circumstances. Those who embrace this perspective are more likely to emerge from adversity with confidence, insight, and resilience intact. While the lessons of struggle are profound, the true power of adversity lies in how we engage with it. Struggle becomes transformative when we actively choose to extract its wisdom rather than passively endure its pain. This requires a deliberate mindset, one that perceives obstacles not as insurmountable barriers, but as challenges that cultivate strength. It is here that the journey shifts from mere survival to intentional growth. Every person who has achieved greatness in life has faced obstacles that could have easily defeated them. What distinguishes them is not the absence of struggle, but their unwavering commitment to persevere, adapt, and learn. By confronting difficulties head-on, they allow adversity to refine their skills, deepen their character, and fortify their resolve. Practical strategies for transforming struggle into strength begin with acceptance. Acceptance does not imply resignation or complacency. It signifies acknowledging reality without denial, avoidance, or resistance. Life is inherently unpredictable, and attempts to control every outcome often result in frustration, anxiety, and despair. Acceptance allows the mind to conserve energy for problem-solving, strategic action, and emotional regulation. By embracing the circumstances we cannot change, we create mental clarity and open the door for constructive action. Acceptance is the first step toward mastery over adversity, because it positions the individual to engage proactively rather than reactively. Reflection and introspection are equally critical. Each challenge we encounter contains embedded lessons, often subtle and obscured by the immediacy of pain or discomfort. Taking time to reflect through journaling, meditation, or quiet contemplation enables us to identify patterns, recognize strengths, and uncover areas for growth. Reflection transforms raw experience into actionable knowledge. It allows us to ask questions such as, what did this struggle teach me about myself? How can I respond differently next time? What resources or strategies could improve my outcomes? This process not only cultivates self-awareness, but also enhances emotional intelligence, enabling more measured and adaptive responses in future challenges. Another essential component of turning struggle into strength is taking incremental action. Growth rarely occurs in sudden leaps. It is the cumulative effect of small, consistent efforts over time. Facing adversity often involves breaking complex challenges into manageable steps, thereby reducing overwhelm and building confidence. Each small victory reinforces resilience and empowers the individual to confront larger obstacles. In this way, struggle becomes a training ground where mental fortitude, discipline, and persistence are honed. Even actions that appear minor in the moment contribute to long-term transformation when executed with intention and consistency. Support systems play a vital role in navigating adversity. Humans are inherently social beings, and shared experience fosters strength. Reaching out for guidance, encouragement, or mentorship is not a sign of weakness. It is an acknowledgement of interdependence and wisdom. Those who seek support are better equipped to maintain perspective, recover from setbacks, and access resources that facilitate growth. Moreover, supporting others through their struggles creates reciprocal strength, reinforcing resilience, empathy, and community. Struggle, when approached collectively, becomes a shared opportunity for growth rather than an isolating burden. Real-life stories of struggle and triumph illustrate these principles vividly. Consider the life of J.K. Rowling, whose journey from poverty and repeated rejection to literary success exemplifies the transformative power of adversity. Each rejection letter could have signaled defeat. Yet, she persisted, allowing the struggle to refine her craft, strengthen her resolve, and clarify her purpose. Steve Jobs faced public failure, professional setbacks, and moments of near despair. Yet, he used these challenges to innovate and build transformative technologies. Oprah Winfrey overcame a traumatic childhood and numerous obstacles to become a symbol of resilience, empathy, and leadership. These examples are not anomalies. They are demonstrations of what is possible when individuals engage consciously with struggle rather than succumbing to it. Everyday experiences also offer profound lessons in resilience. Recovering from illness, navigating career transitions, enduring loss, or confronting personal fears are all forms of struggle that test mental and emotional limits. Each challenge, no matter how ordinary it may seem, provides opportunities to cultivate patience, perseverance, and wisdom. The cumulative effect of these everyday battles is transformative. They teach us to tolerate discomfort, manage uncertainty, and act courageously, laying the groundwork for strength that manifests across all areas of life. The philosophical dimension of struggle further illuminates its significance. Across cultures and traditions, adversity is consistently portrayed as a catalyst for personal growth. In Stoicism, for example, challenges are viewed as exercises for the mind and character, essential for achieving virtue and wisdom. The Buddha emphasized that suffering is an inherent aspect of life, and that understanding and engaging with it is essential for liberation and enlightenment. Indigenous philosophies often teach that hardship is a natural and necessary teacher, guiding individuals toward balance, responsibility, and spiritual maturity. These perspectives converge on a central truth. Struggle is neither accidental nor punitive. It is purposeful, shaping individuals into their most capable and evolved selves. The internal journey of struggle is intertwined with the external. The obstacles we face often reveal hidden strengths and latent potential. In moments of difficulty, individuals discover abilities they were unaware of. Creativity in problem solving, endurance in the face of exhaustion, courage when fear is overwhelming, and compassion when self-interest urges withdrawal. Struggle exposes the gap between perceived limitations and actual capability, offering an opportunity to expand both self-confidence and self-efficacy. Each confrontation with adversity becomes a rehearsal for future challenges, gradually increasing competence, fortitude, and mastery. The concept of growth through struggle extends to relationships as well. Personal hardships often test friendships, family bonds, and romantic partnerships. Navigating these relational struggles fosters empathy, communication skills, and emotional regulation. Individuals learn to negotiate conflicts, express needs assertively, and support others in meaningful ways. By enduring challenges together, relationships become deeper, more authentic, and more resilient. The lessons derived from relational struggle reinforce the broader principle that adversity, while often uncomfortable, is essential for the cultivation of wisdom, maturity, and social cohesion. Finally, struggle imparts a profound appreciation for life's simple joys. When existence is smooth and unchallenged, many pleasures are taken for granted. The sweetness of success, the comfort of health, the warmth of love, and the satisfaction of accomplishment are most deeply felt when contrasted with hardship. Struggle heightens awareness, sharpens perception, and nurtures gratitude. Those who have endured difficulty often find profound meaning in ordinary moments, recognizing the beauty and value in experiences that might otherwise seem mundane. In this sense, adversity is not only a teacher of strength, but also a lens through which life's richness and depth are more fully appreciated. Understanding the transformative power of struggle requires examining not only its philosophical and abstract dimensions, but also its practical day-to-day impact on human lives. Struggle is a teacher that does not announce itself, yet its lessons are profound and lasting. It reveals weaknesses, exposes blind spots, and highlights areas for improvement, all while offering the chance to develop extraordinary inner strength. Each difficulty faced is an opportunity for reflection and recalibration. Individuals who embrace this process often find that the very challenges that once caused despair become the defining moments of their growth. Take the story of a person who faced repeated professional rejection. Imagine a young professional applying to dozens of positions only to be met with silence or rejection letters. The immediate response is often discouragement, self-doubt, and frustration. Yet, if one approaches this struggle with the right mindset, these setbacks become a mirror, reflecting gaps in skills, presentation, or resilience. The individual begins to refine their resume, enhance their skills, practice interview techniques, and build networks. What initially appears to be failure transforms into a structured path toward competence and eventual success. When the position is finally attained, the victory is not just external. It is a testament to perseverance, learning, and adaptability cultivated through struggle. The neurological basis of resilience also provides insight into why struggle strengthens us. Research in psychology and neuroscience shows that facing moderate stressors triggers adaptive responses in the brain. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for planning and problem-solving, becomes more active, while the amygdala, which governs fear and anxiety, is regulated through repeated exposure to challenges. This process is akin to mental weightlifting. Each encounter with difficulty strengthens neural pathways associated with self-control, focus, and emotional regulation. Over time, individuals develop the capacity to respond to adversity with calmness, strategic thinking, and emotional balance. Struggle is in essence a natural mechanism for cognitive and emotional development, training the brain to handle complexity and uncertainty. Personal growth through struggle also involves the cultivation of grit, a combination of passion and perseverance toward long-term goals. Angela Duckworth, a leading psychologist, identifies grit as a key predictor of success, often more significant than innate talent or intelligence. Struggle is the crucible in which grit is forged. Each challenge, each setback, and each moment of doubt provides an opportunity to practice persistence. the individual learns that success is not instantaneous, but the result of consistent effort, learning from mistakes, and the refusal to abandon one's vision. Grit, cultivated through struggle, ensures that individuals remain committed to their goals despite obstacles, transforming temporary hardship into lasting achievement. Another crucial element in harnessing struggle is the development of adaptive coping strategies. Life does not afford us control over every circumstance, yet it allows us control over our response. Individuals who succeed in turning struggle into strength adopt adaptive coping mechanisms, problem-focused strategies that address challenges directly, emotion-focused strategies that regulate internal responses, and meaning-focused strategies that reframe adversity as a catalyst for growth. By consciously choosing coping methods that foster learning, resilience, and self-improvement, individuals convert hardship into a vehicle for personal evolution. These strategies do not eliminate discomfort, but they channel it constructively, ensuring that struggle produces growth rather than stagnation or despair. Real-life examples illustrate the universality of this principle. Consider a woman recovering from a life-altering illness. The physical pain, the limitations imposed on daily activities, and the emotional toll of uncertainty could easily overwhelm her. Yet by embracing the journey, seeking appropriate medical and emotional support, and focusing on small incremental improvements, she transforms the struggle into a process of empowerment. She develops new habits of self-care, gains insight into her resilience, and cultivates gratitude for her body's capabilities. Over time, the illness, once seen solely as a setback, becomes a source of strength, teaching her lessons about patience, perseverance, and self-compassion. The principle extends to emotional and relational challenges as well. Relationships are often tested through conflict, miscommunication, and disappointment. Rather than avoiding these struggles, individuals who confront them consciously develop emotional intelligence, empathy, and communication skills. They learn to negotiate, compromise, and express needs effectively, strengthening both themselves and the relationship. Similarly, the pain of loss, whether through death, separation, or betrayal, offers a profound opportunity for reflection, reevaluation of values, and the cultivation of resilience. Mourning, when approached intentionally, deepens understanding of life, nurtures compassion, and fortifies the spirit against future adversity. Struggle also fosters creativity and innovation. Many of the world's greatest inventions, works of art, and scientific breakthroughs emerged from contexts of challenge and constraint. When resources are limited, expectations high, or conditions difficult, human ingenuity rises to meet the demand. Struggle forces the mind to explore unconventional solutions, to think beyond traditional frameworks, and to persist despite failure. The adversity itself acts as a catalyst, pushing individuals toward innovative approaches they might not have considered in more comfortable circumstances. History repeatedly demonstrates that necessity, the pressure and challenge of struggle, is a driver of human progress. Mindset, however, remains the most decisive factor in determining whether struggle leads to strength or despair. Carl Jung's research on growth versus fixed mindset illustrates that individuals who perceive challenges as opportunities for development are more likely to persevere, learn, and ultimately succeed. Those who see struggle as a reflection of personal inadequacy or as an unfair burden are prone to stagnation and defeat. Cultivating a growth-oriented mindset involves embracing failure as feedback, valuing effort over immediate outcomes, and recognizing that setbacks are integral to long-term growth. By reframing struggle in this manner, adversity becomes a structured, meaningful, and even enjoyable process of self-transformation. Finally, the integration of struggle into daily life requires reflection on purpose and values. Understanding why a challenge matters, connecting it to personal goals, aspirations, or moral principles, imbues adversity with meaning. Viktor Frankl, in his seminal work on finding purpose in suffering, emphasizes that meaning transforms suffering into a source of strength. When we perceive struggle not as meaningless pain, but as an essential part of our journey toward purpose, we gain the psychological and emotional resources necessary to endure, adapt, and flourish. Purpose provides direction, motivation, and resilience, converting the trials of life into catalysts for personal and professional growth. If you made it this far, drop a 100 red in the comments so I know you're part of the 1% who's serious about growth.